bringing you another edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg with the fourth member of our team, Doris Burke. Now a chance to check out tonight's starting lineups. Someone will be keeping an eye on, Roy Hibbert.
Well, you know what I love about him is that he can very easily slide over from a supporting role to kind of a starring one whenever his team needs that from him.
And I'd like to also say this about him. He's their rock defensively, the anchor. Everybody falls into line when he's on the court. It's a very disciplined brand of defense he inspires in his teammates to play, and he leads by example.
Now here's Ellis. There's the pass to Dallenberg. The shot no good. Great D that time from Hibbert.
Hey, Dallenberg has been what he has been for a long time in the league. A solid defender that can give you a few points and block some shots. But last season in February, he came out of nowhere to drop a career-high 35.
Indiana on D. Moments ago, our Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with the coach, Frank Vogel. Doris?
And of course, he said a big key for them will be trying to minimize Monte Ellis's impact offensively. He added, he's one of the best in the league at blowing by his defender and finishing at the rim. We've got to force him left, and then at the other end, make sure we go at him defensively and see that he expends some energy there as well. Kevin, defense not Ellis's strong suit seems like a smart plan.
Thanks again, Doris. Shot clock at 5. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And going back to Dallenberg last season, you look at his production, some of the best numbers of his career, and yet, Steve, his minutes weren't very consistent. Why do you think that was a problem?
Well, part of it, Kevin, was just the logjam of quality big men in Milwaukee. It was tough to find minutes for everybody, but I think also Dallenberg can sometimes make mistakes that get him into trouble with his coaches. Even when in the big picture he might be playing well.
That free throw good from Ellis.
This last summer, the Mavs asked fans to submit some redesigns of their uniforms for future use. Always kind of neat to see when a team and organization reaches out for the fans' input.
Second free throw, no good. And back to the Mavs, definitely a big move by them to reach out like that. Nothing like bringing crowdsourcing to the NBA and building a bridge, Steve, with your fan base.
Kevin, I had a chance to see some of the designs of the uniforms that were being suggested. Some pretty sharp-looking duds, but there were some other ones that were absolutely hideous. So let's hope the decision-makers in the Mavs organization pick some of the, let's say, the more clean-looking new uniform suggestions.
And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. That's good.
Excellent communication on the inbound play there, guys. He got in a good position, and the pass was as it needed to be, on time and on target.
Now here is Hill. West outside. Granger against Marion. From 7, Granger misses. The Mavericks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And Marion gets it to go. Marion's got his first bucket out the game. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Fades and shoots, and that one goes long.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get too many better looks from that range.
Granger drives in. There's the bucket. Good.
What a play. The hoop plus the harm.
Excellent concentration on the finish. That's big time. Well, Danny Granger played only portions of 5 games last season, guys, and basically was trying to overcome a torn patella tendon in his left knee. Had to be terribly frustrating for him.
And a long road back for Danny Granger.
Yeah, I know the frustration dealing with a lot of knee issues of my own in my career. It's difficult to maintain, regain, I should say, that all-star form that he once showed. He could be a huge addition to this Pacer team.
A team right on the cusp, obviously. The Mavericks leading. And here's Calderon. There's the dish to Dallenberg. And it's blocked by Hibbert. And they're able to recover. Offensive rebound. Nice shot by Dallenberg.
Strong rebounding, and he's rewarded with the easy putback.
The Pacers have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Now Hill, quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Kicks it to Hibbert. Clock at 6. From deep, George. It's rebounded by Dallas. Calderon with it. West picks him up. Here's Dallenberg. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Dallenberg's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, I mean, they're just getting pounded in there. The defense not offering much resistance. They've got to force the ball back out to the perimeter.
A baseline J, and he drops that one in. And that's now 6 points for Danny Granger.
Really hard to find fault with anything he's doing this quarter, at least at the offensive end.
Here's Nowitzki. High quality look, and he sinks it.
Very well done. He is a confident, dynamic scorer.
Pacers trail by 5. Hill kicks it to West. Granger passes to Hibbert. That's good.
The defenders have to be aware. They cannot allow him that position before he catches the ball.
You're exactly right, Steve. That is his domain.
And good on the basket. Book it.
Well, I tell you what, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders. They're not getting the job done.
Yeah, that's 10 of the last 12 points they've allowed on good looks right at the rim.
West, an easy 2 points on the layup.
How about the delivery in the lane, just perfectly done.
Mavericks leading by 3. Here's Calderon. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Ellis against George. Unloads. And Monte Ellis the bucket on the assist by Calderon. That's 7 points for Ellis.
Nice start as he's knocked down 3 of his first 4 and has hit the ground at high speed.
Hill dishes to Granger. On the wing, George. Right side, George. Again, Indiana.
Good job there, Kevin, getting himself a little space on the inside.
The Mavericks have gotten 8 of their 13 shots to find the bottom of the bucket. There's the feed to Nowitzki. It's Marion with the drive. Again, the Mavericks score.
That's the kind of finish we've gotten used to seeing from him in the low post.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
You know, well, the days of the Matrix putting up 22 and 12 with a couple of steals every night are long gone, but Shawn Marion is still a big factor for teams. And he's such a solid defender with his reach and really causes problems in the passing lanes when he's out there active.
Luis Scola, he's checked in for Roy Hibbert. Pass to West. A baseline J, and that one's good. And at 35 years of age, Shawn Marion still an outstanding rebounder, top 5 among small forwards and rebound rate last season.
And inside, he's very dangerous. He's got a lot of little funky shots, little floaters and runners. He does have the ability to step out and make a 3, particularly from the corner, but it's really in the paint where he does his damage.
Now here is Hill. Dirk Nowitzki unable to get his shot to go. George with the ball. Picked up by Ellis. A nice shot by George.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And I would continue to do it. You know, force the defense to maybe send a double team. Now you've got other options to work with offensively.
And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul.
I like the call. I thought the defense was moving there.
Yeah, I think he slid underneath. Good blocking call that trip.
The Pacers making a switch here. Ellis kicks to Harris. And the shot is good. Stevenson kicks to Hill. Lets a floater go. 6 on the shot clock. Out of bounds. Pacers ball as Indiana keeps possession.
6 seconds on the shot clock. 6.
Pacers trail by 3. 3 on the clock. From deep. Crowder pulls it in.
This guy's a good three-point shooter, but that was probably from a little bit too far.
Yeah, not what I would call working to get the best shot either.
From deep, Ellis. Scola with the rebound. Indiana's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Stevenson passes to Granger. That's good. Granger's got 8.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
Yeah, and it's a strategy that has served them well in this opening half, Clark.
Stevenson dishes to George. And the basket by Stevenson. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game, how it's been going for the Pacers.
Boy, their frenetic defense has really been impressive, putting a lot of pressure on ball handlers and turning them over.
I really think you've got to love the way they protected the rim today. I mean,
outside, George. The Mavericks leading. And it's Harris off the drive. Vince Carter on the wing. And the 3 off target. And here's George. He's got 6. Shoots a fader, and the shot is good. George has got 8 points.
some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence. Really good offensive execution. Nice pick, just couldn't get the shot to go.
Boy, you love to see that as a basketball purist. Guy setting a good screen and then getting the shot opportunity.
You know, they've been so effective when they've been able to get the ball inside.
Some real shortcomings from this defense. I mean, they've given up 5 straight looks in the paint.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. And some changes here for the Pacers. Chris Copeland comes in for George. And it's Watson in for George Hill. Watson. On the wing, Ellis. He's guarded by Stevenson. On the wing, Ellis. He's got 9. And here's the fast break. Watson leading the way. Good work defensively by Carter.
Take a look at the rebound totals, guys. That's +5 now on the glass.
And, Steve, I don't think there's any question which team came out with more energy and enthusiasm.
Now here is Harris. Right down low, guarded by Scola. And it's right missing. Pacers leading by 3. Watson kicks to Granger. Feeds to Watson. Back to Granger. The shot is off. Nice D from right. Dallas has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Great D that time from Copeland.
That's kind of a shocker. The defense was there, but it wasn't right in his face. Kind of out of character for him to miss those.
Stevenson with it, and it's Carter picking him up. Good. Scola's got his first points of the game.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Yeah, not a lot you can do defensively when they continue to get the ball inside and get these easy shots. Man.
Here is Watson, guarded by Harris. Watson with it. Dishes to Granger. Out to the wing. Stevenson passes to Scola. Down to 5 on the shot clock. No good. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Carter off a pick from Crowder. Carter drives in. Pass to Crowder. And there's the rejection. Now here's Stevenson. Defended by Carter. Stevenson dishes to Granger. And Copeland kicks to Watson. And stolen by Wright. And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. Ellis with the ball. Out of bounds. Indiana takes possession.
Boy, just a brain cramp, guys. I mean, that should have been the simplest of exchange.
Watson for three. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Pacers out in front. They lead by 3. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. Up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And let's quickly break down the game, guys, we have seen from Indiana. What do you think?
And they set the tone there defensively with their shot blocking. They've been really intimidating down in the paint area.
You know, in the rest of the game, Steve, shooters will be looking around for the shot blockers because of what's happened in this quarter.
Marion and Nowitzki at the forwards. Calderon is out there with Devin Harris, and it's Dallenberg in at the pivot, manning the middle. So that's who Dallas starts the second with. Now here is Harris. Calderon passes to Nowitzki. Hibbert with the block. And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Gentlemen, Rick Carlisle is widely considered an outstanding strategist and X and O's coach. But with the turnover on the Mavericks roster the last few seasons, he's tried to keep things as simple as possible for them. He said, quote, "My ongoing goal is to call less or no plays if we can. We want our guys to make plays." Kevin?
Well, Doris, when you've got that kind of talent and IQ, playing on instinct can certainly be effective. Now Harris, after the missed 3 from Watson. Shot clock at 6. And Dallenberg kicks to Harris. Takes a 3. The rebound by Copeland.
He was really tightly guarded there. I'm not sure about that shot selection.
To the wing on the left. Watson dishes to West. Inside to Hibbert. The reverse. The shot's good on the assist by West. And now a 7-point Indiana lead.
You know, they're being very one-dimensional right now, going to the post every time. But if it works, you don't need another dimension.
Well, they're taking this defense to task, quite honestly. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
Now here's Calderon. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And it's blocked by Hibbert. Now here's Stevenson. He's tightly guarded. Indiana moving the ball around. Here's West. Again, Indiana.
The mid-range jumper becomes a pretty high percentage shot for him when he has that kind of space. Oh, you got to love the season from David West last year, coming off the ACL tear back in 2011. I think he's completely back as far as that injury is concerned. He was so good last year, particularly in the playoffs.
Now here is Harris. He dishes it to Nowitzki. It's stolen by West. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Here's Hibbert. And that one hits back iron. And David West, Clark, the locker room leader for the Pacers last season, helped lead them all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals, and a guy I know that you greatly admire.
Oh, my goodness. Love the way he does his work. I call him Real Deal 21. There's nothing fluffy about what he gets done, and he's so smart and so savvy in how he approaches the game, and really a lion in the locker room for the Pacers. That's why that team was so tough in many ways, particularly defensively. Samuel Dallenberg out of Haiti, guys, 6'11" with long arms. That size makes him a fearsome rebounder and shot blocker, and also a pretty good offensive rebounder as well.
That free throw good from Dallenberg. And Dallenberg not just rebounder defender. He can give you some scoring as well. And last season, Steve, perhaps his best offensively.
Well, he's an underrated shooter from mid-range, and I think he came into the league pretty raw, but now that he's in his 30s, he's really improved that shooting stroke, something that most players do over the course of their careers because of all the work they put in.
Dallenberg, 2 free throws. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Outside Hill. Here's West. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Well, what I like about him, Kevin, is he knows who he is. I mean, he's an energy guy. plays with a physicality about him, just toughness and grit. And he knows that's his ticket to playing time on the floor, and he does his best every single night.
And something else he has is an array of moves in the paint. You can make a training video for young players to figure out how to play down low in terms of how he gets it done inside.
Well, if the Pacers wanted to grab the attention of the league with their postseason play, they certainly did that. They marched through the first 2 rounds by knocking off the Hawks and the Knicks. And, boy, remember, they were a game away from the NBA Finals.
He hits both from the stripe. Ultimately, the Pacers would fall to the Heat, but they put them to the test. I don't think there's any doubt about that. They gained respect league-wide even more than they had going into the playoffs. It took 7 games, Clark, and you saw them all, which a lot of folks didn't see coming.
I know that's the case, and yet the way the Pacers showed such grit in that series, it indicates they can compete with anybody. And when you have a defensive anchor like they do in Roy Hibbert, they've got a chance to be a championship team before long.
Now Marion. George Hill missing on the 3. Marion passes to Calderon. He feeds it to D'Alembert. Stolen by Stevenson. Now the Pacers moving it up. Pass to Hill. Hibbert with a screen for George. Stevenson inside the 3-point line. Cashes in for a double dip.
Finding space to knock down the jumper. Good basketball.
Dallas calls timeout.
Dallas usually does well against the Eastern Conference, and even in a year when they were struggling, that still was the case. The Mavs posted a 500 or better record against every division in the Eastern Conference.
Here's Harris. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Dallas did finish 41 up and 41 down on the year, with 17 of those wins coming, Steve, against the East. Not a bad mark for him.
And you'll remember last season, it was in March when the Mavs started gaining a lot of ground and kind of put themselves into playoff contention. And a lot of those wins that month came against Eastern Conference teams. And their interior defense getting exposed once again. How many open looks at the rim are they going to allow?
Nowitzki up top. In low to D'Alembert. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dirk Nowitzki. D'Alembert's got 8 points.
Good look. He'll make that one most of the time.
Now here is Hill. Left side, George. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. George has got the lead up to 11 now for the Pacers. Now here is Harris. He's guarded by Stevenson. That's good. 10 points for him.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They sure are. That's 3 straight buckets that have come off of assists.
There's the pass to Hibbert. Calderon against Hill. And here's Stevenson for 3. Sean Marion grabs the miss. The Mavericks have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Calderon kicks to D'Alembert. And that one's good. D'Alembert's got 12 points in the game.
Nicely done. They just continue to dominate inside. That's 10 points in a row in the lane.
It's now purely here it comes. See if you can stop it.
And the Pacers call time here.
Jose Calderon out of Spain is a terrific playmaker and shooter. He's not a guy who's going to put up big numbers, but you give him the keys to your offense, and he's going to make a lot of good things happen for you.
Carter, he's checked in for Dallas. And he's going up for the alley-oop, and it's George finishing it off.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
Yeah, what a beautiful connection on that play.
And going back to Calderon, as good as he is offensively, Steve, you have to manage his matchups defensively.
Yeah, especially in today's NBA, quickness can be so deadly, and I think it's true. Calderon sometimes is at the mercy of those faster point guards in the league. But he can really play. He does an awful lot of good things out on the floor.
Here's Hill. He kicks it to George. The dish now to West. With the fadeaway. It's rebounded by Dallas. Marion's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Kicks it to Nowitzki. Shot from the wing. From the arc. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. They've led by as many as 11 points. George dishes to Stevenson. The feed to Hibbert. It's rebounded by Dallas. Nowitzki's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
You know, normally when you dominate on the glass, it really shows up on the scoreboard, but not so much here today.
You're right, Steve. Typically, it is a good barometer that indicates who's winning, but not so.
Here's Stevenson following the score by Vince Carter. The drive by Hill. Here's Hibbert. Good. The assist goes to Hill. 8 points for Roy Hibbert.
The easiest way to do it sometimes is with the bounce pass.
Mavericks trail by 7. Nowitzki with the screen on Hill. Calderon with it. West picks him up. Calderon passes to Nowitzki, and it's good.
That's pretty much been the norm for them. Getting their points off assists and great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris.
Guys, though the Dallas Mavericks weren't able to lure Dwight Howard, they did sign a good starting point guard in Jose Calderon. A great floor general, good passer, solid shooter. He's a player they've been intrigued with for years. We'll see if he can help them get back in the playoff picture. Kevin?
Yeah, good situation for him. Thanks, Doris. Carter for 3, and he gets it to go. Now just a 2-point Indiana lead.
He didn't get off to much of a start early on, but he seems to have shaken off the rust here in the quarter.
And George, here we go. And the foul called on Shawn Marion. That is his first foul of the game.
Well, yeah, he had not established position.
You know, I'd prefer the refs to whistle with a block when in doubt. I thought that was a good call there.
The Pacers making a switch here. Right with the double team. Hill with it. And it's Carter picking him up. Hill, no good.
Boy, you wonder what the score of this game would be if they weren't pulling down all these rebounds.
Love what I'm seeing from them in the paint.
Carter kicks to right. Pass to Crowder. And Scola with the block. And he recovers it. That's good.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively, Park. I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Now here's Scola. And Jose Calderon gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Outside, George. Granger kicks to George. Feeds it to Scola. Deflected by Wright. And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here.
2 seconds on the shot clock. 2.
Here's George. Great touch on the 16-footer. George has got 14 points for the game.
What a job he's doing here. I mean, his second quarter has been even better than his first, and that was pretty good.
Wright dishes to Carter. Calderon against Hill. Here's Wright. The shot's good on the assist by Calderon. Calderon's got 6.
That's exactly what you should do offensively in this situation. Take it strong to the middle.
Now here is George. 14 points for him. And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. The Pacers making a switch here. Watson's checked in.
Substitution for the Pacers. C.J. Watson.
Five to shoot. Outside Hill. It's stolen by Calderon. And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. Carter leading the charge. Dishes to Calderon. Pass to Ellis. He feeds it to Wright. Three-pointer. Shot by Crowder, no good. Indiana's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter.
It was certainly a slow start to the season for the Pacers. Their veteran and leading scorer, Danny Granger, was on the shelf with a knee injury, but somehow this team found its identity around defense and the emergence of some younger players that may serve them well going forward. You get Danny Granger back with the young, emerging talent. This team should contend for a while.
That gives them the lead. And it's a three-point Maverick lead.
That's his second shot from long range in this quarter, so he's starting to roll.
Hill passes to Scola. Hill kicks to George. Indiana moving it around. And the basket by Scola. And Granger was able to come back for them for a stretch during the regular season, but eventually had to once again miss the rest of the games. But the team had grown to where, that probably didn't derail them, as it might have, Steve, in the past.
Well, the big thing with the Pacers, Kevin, is that they have a lot of depth now across the roster. And with the emergence of Paul George, who kind of took Granger's spot, they were able to move on pretty well without him.
The Mavericks shooting their fifth and sixth free throws of the game. He misses the free throw. Chris Copeland's checked in for Indiana. He hits the second from the line.
Another trip to the stripe for him, and ball two.
Well, being smart is what it's all about for him, Clark. I mean, he's a decision maker. He's a playmaker. He has to make good decisions. That's what he's doing here so far.
Indiana trailing here. Checking out the group of Frank Vogel to start the second half. Granger and West at the forward slots. George Hill at the 1, Paul George at the 2, and it's Hibbert in at the center. Now, here is George. Kicks it out to Granger for the lead. The shot no good. So the Mavericks will take it the other way. And here's Calderon. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Back to Ellis. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession.
Well, last season was Dirk Nowitzki's 15th in the NBA and maybe his toughest. He underwent a knee scope right before the start of the season, missed about 2 months of action, and the Mavericks ended up missing the playoffs.
The Pacers shooting 52% from the floor. Nice work so far from them. Hill kicks to Granger. Fades back, and that one's good. Granger's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Pacers. Speaking of Nowitzki, he expressed some concern about the direction of the Mavericks himself last year.
Yeah, after that championship season, they let go of some of their good players, especially Tyson Chandler. But they were trying to free up cap space and lure a top free agent. They were left holding the bag, basically. Nowitzki wants to retire a Mav, and hopefully they can provide a contender for him.
Well, you knew he'd win that race. Definitely. I mean, that's what you call early offense. After signing the big contract, a lot was expected from Roy Hibbert last season, and he put a little pressure on himself, but he also had a wrist injury, got off to a slow start, and didn't find his groove until the calendar turned to 2013.
And the first one at the line is good. And for Hibbert, a first-time All-Star in 2012. His slow start cost him a shot, I think, to repeat as an All-Star last season. That was after he signed the big contract, too, at the Pacers.
Yeah, but he sure recovered well, because in the second half of the season and the playoffs, he was one of the best players in the NBA. In fact, gave Miami all kinds of troubles in the East Conference Finals.
Certainly was not the year the Mavs expected or had in mind last season. After retooling and expecting a playoff appearance, they ended up out of the playoffs and looking for answers.
And back to the Mavs, 24-17 at home, which is a solid record, but you have to be better than solid, I think, Steve, to get into the playoffs in the Western Conference.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Kevin. And you think about the Mavs' shortcomings last year. I mean, Dirk being hurt early, so they didn't mesh well. And then, but when he did come back, there probably was too much ground to make up. So hopefully Dallas can have a full season of health for Dirk and the rest of the roster.
Now here is Hill. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Hill's got 7.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
Ellis against George. And it's Ellis penetrating from 11 feet away. West with the block. George with the ball. Picked up by Ellis. Hill kicks to Hibbert. The pass to George. Buries it down low. He's got 16. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Ellis against George. The drive by Ellis. And that one's good. Ellis has got the game tied up here for the Mavs.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 baskets inside the lane. They have really established themselves inside.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
Well, Monte Ellis has never been short on confidence, and last year he went as far as comparing himself to Dwayne Wade, saying the only difference between them is that Wade has rings. That's a pretty big difference, though.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Kevin, I was able to hear the advice Frank Vogel gave to his team during that last break. The ball has to be fed into the low post much more than it has been to this point. That was his message. He said, they're giving us room down low. Let's take advantage of it. Those could prove to be crucial changes to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the stretch drive, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. And you talk about the talent and confidence for Monte Ellis. Steve, what's the balance between confidence and like overconfidence?
Well, I think the balance is in your decision making, and that's the trickiest thing for really talented young players to figure out. It's just when to attack and when to back off a little bit. And that's all stuff that just comes with experience.
Mavericks trail by 3. Now Calderon. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's D'Alembert. Great D that time from Hibbert.
This is why you need size inside, the ability to contest shots and force misses.
Steve, that's exactly right. Even when you get in close, it's still a tough shot.
Now here is Hill. 10 points for him. Here's Granger, and the Pacers tack on 2 more.
Well, he could have earned some style points there, but he really doesn't need to use the fadeaway when he's that wide open.
The Mavericks have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. Ellis outside. He dishes it to Calderon. He's looking for D'Alembert and finds him. Great D that time from Hibbert. On offense, here are the Pacers. They've outscored him 10 points to 2 during this run. Hill kicks to George. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Here's Granger. Another miss by Granger.
Well, I tell you what, he's going to put a lot of pressure on their perimeter shooters if he can't convert those chances.
And it's sent back by George. Granger kicks to George. Outside Hill. Takes a 3. It's rebounded by Dallas. D'Alembert has got his 8th rebound here tonight.
They've been able to get out to this lead without really getting a very reliable performance out of him from the field.
And the foul goes on Roy Hibbert. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Evan Harris is checked in for Dallas.
Devin Harris.
Here's Ellis. He's got 14. Six to shoot. kicks it to Dallenberg. Banked in off the glass. Dallenberg's got 16.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded-out physical game.
Yeah, that was your game, Clark. Pound it inside and take the ball right to the defense.
That's what I tried to do, man. I knew my limitations.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
Ellis can't get it to go.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Sinks that one from the post. 18 points for Paul George.
You got to like his shot selection today. He set a good example for the rest of his teammates.
Ellis with it. George picks him up. And it's Ellis penetrating. Dallenberg dishes to Ellis. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two. Now an appropriate time as we get a chance to look at the all-time list for assist average. Some Hall of Fame point guards for sure. Magic and Stockton, the Big O, Oscar Robertson.
Yeah, Chris Paul right up there. You know, it surprises me how few players have averaged near double-digit assists. It's just not something you take for granted.
And the first one drops.
Take a look at what Ellis has done so far. He has 15 points, and he's added to his totals by picking up 3 points at the line as well.
Yeah, and that's something that's important for him and his team. Getting a few extra points, knocking those free throws down, and helping your team any way you can.
Luis Scola, he's checked in for Indiana. Lance Stevenson comes in for West. And Ellis drops them both.
Well, I tell you what, the Pacers did a lot of good things last year. Defended well, protected the rim and their home court. Really, the one area for improvement is probably the road record. They could get better in that area.
Tipped away and stolen by Wright. And here comes Harris leading the fast break. And Granger with the block. But they'll get another chance. And that is good. 18 points for Monte Ellis.
Well, he wasn't fazed at all by the bigger man on him. And on the low block, I thought he might be.
You know, Steve, I thought maybe he'd prefer to bring him out to the perimeter, but whatever works, go to it.
Now, here is Hill. He's got 10. Right side, Scola. Baseline jumper. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Well, Clark, as you said, the Pacers didn't play as well as they had hoped to on the road. For a team that won the division. They were 19-21 away from Indianapolis. And, Steve, not the kind of record they wanted to end with.
No, but if you're around 500 then you can control your home court, you're going to have a good season. And that's exactly what Indiana did. They ended up with the third seed in the East. And all in all, a terrific year.
And, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Pacers.
Their activity at the defensive end, Kevin, has been really impressive. Attacking and coming away with steals.
And, guys, the thing that jumps out at me is their block shots. I mean, they're good day's work.
Here's Hill. After the made shot from Wright. Hill kicks to George. Scola passes to Granger. Back to Scola. Deflects the pass and stolen by Harris. For the lead. And Carter with the basket on the assist by Harris. And
plenty of lead changes and excellent play.
These two teams, guys, look so evenly matched to me. I think this could go right down to the wire.
Ellis off a pick from Wright. Ellis dishes to Marion. And stolen by Granger. And here's the break. All going up court. Here's Stevenson. Drains it from 9 feet away. Stevenson's got 8 points.
That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
Yeah, it really does allow your offense to flow better. When you can get out and run and get easy opportunities, then everybody gains confidence.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
Devin Harris settling into a scoring combo guard role last season in Atlanta. He's quick off the dribble, is a streaky three-point shooter, and because of that combination, he's able to keep defenders on their heels.
That free throw, no good. And for Harris, his outside shot had been his weakness offensively. The last few seasons, though, Steve, some of the best shooting from long distance.
Around 35%, in fact, from the three-point line the last 3 seasons, Kevin. So, he's not a lights-out shooter, but he's become respectable from that range. Unfortunately, his free throw attempts have diminished of late. Maybe he's lost a step athletically.
For a little while in the recent past, it seemed as though the Mavericks were becoming a slowdown team, but last year they got back to running and gunning and ended up being one of the best offensive teams in the league.
Now here's Granger. 12 points for him. And Copeland kicks to Stevenson. And the foul on Monte Ellis. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
Watson kicks to Copeland. Scola inside. Right on him. And the basket by Scola. Scola's got 4 points in the quarter. The Mavericks trailing. Ellis kicks to Harris. Ellis with it. 18 points for him. There's the dish to Crowder. Back to Ellis. Shoots. Misses off the left iron. Mark, as you said about the Mavs, 6th in the league in fast break points, and a lot of that was due to their passing, Steve.
Yeah, when you have Dirk and the other bigs that they have, they can get a break going in a hurry if you don't back up defensively. So it wasn't a surprise that they were up there in both fast break points and assists because of their fluid nature off in their shooting from what we saw before the break.
Now here's Ellis. Kicks it to Harris. It's Vince Carter on the wing. And stolen by Scola. Here's Stevenson, and he lays it straight in. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. And that's a good strategy when you're on top.
And the foul on Monte Ellis. That's foul number 2 for him.
What a great play to sacrifice his body and take the hit.
Yeah, I thought that was excellent awareness and anticipation to beat him to the spot there.
And here are the Pacers now. They're on a 9-1 run. Here is Watson, guarded by Harris. It's stolen by Carter. The feed now to Crowder. Carter kicks to Ellis. 1:05 left in the third quarter. Out to Harris. Out of bounds. Indiana takes possession.
Boy, just a brain cramp, guys. I mean, that should have been the simplest of exchanges.
Hill, he's checked in for Lance Stevenson. And so it's Indiana with it. They've led by as many as 11 points. Scola inside. Guarded by Wright.
Really quite surprising to see the huge edge they have in rebounds given what the scoreboard said.
Yeah, it's not typical. I mean, they have been really dominant on the glass.
And the basket by Harris.
That's his brand of basketball, and he plays it as well as anyone. And as we get into crunch time, they need him at his best.
Watson, the pass to Scola. Rejected by Harris, but he stays with it. And once again off the mark by Indiana. Mavericks trail by 5. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Calderon kicks to Crowder. Outside Carter. It's hauled in by Watson. Watson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Good. He hits the jump shot. And the Pacers lead by 7. Just 4 seconds left in the third. From half court, no luck. The third quarter comes to a close. It's the Pacers. They're up by 7. And we've reached the end of the third. And so it's Dallas with it. They trail by 7. Manning the backcourt, Calderon and Carter. D'Alembert's out there with Nowitzki. And it's Crowder in at the 3 spot. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks.
He was right up tight on him on that attempt. Terrific D to throw off the shot.
Man, he did it without making too much contact and getting the officials' attention either.
Watson with it. D'Alembert covering. Watson dishes to Hill. Pass to Hibbert. Baseline jumper. And again, it's Indiana converting.
Boy, the deeper we get into this game, the more offense we're seeing.
And that goes for both teams, Steve. Everybody firing on all cylinders right now.
Now, here's Calderon. Hibbert with the block. But they recover it. Here's Crowder. Shot clock at 6. Back to Carter. It's hauled in by George. George has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Hill passes to West. Left side, George. The turnaround, Jay, and he gets it to go. George has got the lead up to 11 now for Indiana.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
The Mavericks have gone 0 of 3 to start the 4th quarter. Calderon against Hill. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, Indiana's success last season was built around its defensive prowess, and they usually would set the tone at the start of the game. They were one of the best in the league at allowing the fewest first quarter points.
First free throw is good. Going back to the Pacers once more, you knew they wanted to emphasize defense each game, and Steve, they would always come out and get right in the offensive player's face to start the game.
And they allowed the fewest first quarter points of any team in the league last year, Kevin. That's a great way to kind of set the tempo, set the tone in a ball game, and the Pacers were able to establish that defense right away.
D'Alembert, 2 free throws. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Here is Watson, defended by Carter. So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And the defense fouling there to prevent that layup, forcing 2 free throws here.
A nice job that time of attacking the paint and drawing the contact. They'll take that.
Free throw drops for Watson. Monte Ellis, he's checked in for Carter. Both free throws good from Watson.
Boy, still waiting for their first miss from the foul line this half.
100% since halftime, is that right? I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon if that keeps up.
Now here's Ellis. Six on the shot clock. Feeds to D'Alembert. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis. D'Alembert's got 4 points this quarter. Pacers leading by 9. Now here is Hill. Dishes to Hibbert. It's back to Hill. Marion against George. Just 5 to shoot. And he banks in the layup. George has got 22 points.
You know, they've been able to depend on his offense all game long, guys. He's drained a lot of shots out here.
And between now and the horn, Steve, the ball should be in his hands as much as possible if they want to continue to build this lead.
And the Mavericks call time here.
They've been very untidy with the ball here. You commit turnovers when you try to do too much or you force it. They need to focus on making the simple play, good passes, and moving the ball around.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Rick Carlisle was going over with his team in that last huddle. He got after them and told them to turn up the intensity, saying, we've put ourselves in a corner, and now we've got to fight our way out. Show me what you have. Let's see if we've got what it takes, guys.
And thank you, Doris. Marion with it. George picks him up. Marion kicks to Ellis. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
Well, the shot was there for him, and he had to take it. I don't care if he didn't convert. He's got to take that every time.
Granger misses.
That's an unusual, surprising miss for him. Typically, he's good on those inside.
Ellis dishes to Calderon. Nowitzki, the pass to Ellis. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Ellis has got 20 points.
He's done a ton to help his team, guys, and he may have to do more if they're going to come back and win.
Hill with it. Now defended by Calderon. Hill kicks to George. He feeds it to Hibbert. Takes a three. That doesn't go either for George. Mavericks trailed by 9. And here's Calderon. Back to Nowitzki. Over to the left wing. A baseline J, and Hibbert with the block. Now Hill. West setting the pick for Hill. Pass to West. Rejected by Calderon. And he's able to get it back. And the shot is good. West has got the lead up to 11 now for the Pacers. For Dallas, they've gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them. Near the three-point line, it's Ellis. That doesn't go either for Ellis.
Oh, that's a frustrating one there. Easy look at the hoop.
Hill inside. He's guarded by Calderon. There's West. Mavericks with the rebound. Here's Marion. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis. And it's 13 points for Marion.
Good job creating an easy bucket there.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
He did not look too happy about some of the things he saw on the court. So I would expect some changes here.
I think it's the right move, quite honestly. I mean, they just didn't look sharp or at their best out there. So take the time out and give yourself a chance to regroup.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Kevin, over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Rick Carlisle said to his team. He made no mistake that their plan was to run their offense through Marion. Coach has called on him to play a very big role at that end of the floor tonight, and as far as he's concerned, that hasn't quite taken shape yet. He told them also they should be swarming to the basket at the offensive end. He wants a lot of bodies inside. It's pretty late in the game to be altering the game plan, but they're going to come out with a different look here, guys. Back to you.
And thank you, Doris. Mavericks trailed by 9. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Calderon, that's for 2. It's hauled in by George. The Pacers have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Hill dishes to George. On the wing, Hill. Shot clock at 6. On the wing, Granger. From 12 feet out. Tries again, and the layup good by Hill.
I love it when a player like this shakes off a poor first half and comes back strong like he has, showing a lot of confidence in his game.
Now here's Ellis. Nowitzki with the screen on George. Ellis against George. Stolen by George. Now here's Granger. Not a lot of room. Here's Hibbert. And he gets it to go. And the Pacers lead by 13.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Yeah, that's textbook basketball, just having their way down low.
Now here's Calderon. And Jose Calderon gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game.
What a great play to sacrifice his body and take the hit.
Yeah, I thought that was excellent awareness and anticipation to beat him to the spot there.
Indiana leading by 13. Hibbert kicks it to West. To the paint. The kick out to Hill. Passes it to George. Just 4 to shoot. Hibbert. And he drops it in from the low post. Dallas shooting it pretty well, close to 50%. Calderon kicks to Ellis. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Ellis has got 4 points in the quarter. For Indiana, they've got more than 58% of their attempts to go down for them in the fourth quarter. They're 7 of 12. West outside. And the pass to Granger. Baseline try, and again it's Indiana. So it's the Mavericks now. 15-point game. Granger against Ellis. He dishes it to Calderon. It's stolen by Hill. Right side Hill. He kicks to George. The 3. It's rebounded by Dallas. Ellis has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. The dish to D'Alembert. The drive by Ellis. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Okay.
And he knocks down the first one.
The story in the first half was their low free throw percentage. They've corrected that here in the second half, and hopefully they can build on it as this game continues to progress.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe.
You know, Frank Vogel is one of the youngest head coaches in the NBA, and in college at Kentucky, he pestered the coaches relentlessly until they gave him a role as a student manager for the Wildcats. And that determination and resolve has served him well as he's worked himself into an outstanding head coach in the NBA.
5 on the clock. West misses. Mavericks trailed by 14. Calderon with it. Picked up by Hibbert. And George with the block. On the wing Hill, he's started by Calderon. And for Vogel, an assistant for 10 years in the NBA, and when a coaching turnover moved him into the interim head coaching position in 2011, Steve, he grabbed the reins and didn't look back.
No, he didn't. The results speak for themselves. The teams responded to him. The organization has shown its faith in Coach Vogel, giving him an extension, and he led that club to a deep playoff run a year ago, 1 game from the finals.
And George, here we go. Hibbert, beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Hibbert's got 10 points here in the second half. Dallas calls timeout.
Yeah, they were getting winded. Good call here to give them a quick breather.
Here is Calderon. Kicks it to Marion. Ellis outside. Sinks the triple. Ellis has got 7 points for the quarter.
Well, I'm not necessarily a big fan of him shooting that shot, but they did give him the space.
And he lobs it up toward the rim, and it's George finishing it off.
What a beautiful pass to set that one up.
The pass might have been pretty, but the finish, I thought, Clark, angry.
That's a heck of a combination. Pretty pass and an angry punch.
I would call it an irate finish even.
Here's Ellis. Paul George making his last shot. Ellis goes in. Stolen by George. Fast break. Here comes Indiana. Hill passes to George. The feed now to Granger. Looks for Hibbert. Gets it to him. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession.
Such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
Mavericks trailed by 15. Calderon with it. He's picked up by Hill. Nowitzki sets a screen for Calderon, and looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Yeah, good call there. You could tell he was moving into the defender when he tried to set the screen.
Yeah, lowered that shoulder, dipped right into him, too. I mean, he was going to be called on that foul either way.
And this is what they wanted, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. And I think it can be considered a statement win for the Pacers.
The blocking really turned things into their favor this time.
Well, Kevin, timing and anticipation, they got the blocks, and that definitely changed the momentum in this one.
You always need role players to step up and help, and that was the case here as everything was working for George. You can't look back at too many major moments in this game and not see him being a part of it. He was all over this one.
Pacers leading by 15. Hill with it. Now guarded by Dallenberg. And then Hibbert with the dunk.
Just look at how quickly their lead has grown over the course of the last few possessions.
Boy, they've really saved their best for last, haven't they?
Calderon with it. Pass to Ellis. A 3-ball. It's rebounded by West. Indiana's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. West, right side. Nice D from Nowitzki. Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Ellis with it. He's picked up by Hill. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. And he gets it to go. And Indiana shooting 57% in this fourth quarter. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
And so now we'll go down to Doris Burke, who's standing by live with our Jordan Player of the Game. Doris?
Guys, Paul George standing by with me here. And Paul, first, congratulations on the win. What's the attitude you have as a team right now?
Continue to, play together. And we can just stick to that, keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Paul, thank you so much. Guys, over to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Now, our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George.